Welcome to the Delusion Group WrestleMania 39 pre-gaming prediction show. We've got Connor and Matt with us for the show. As always, I'm Touched Artist. Excited to share our thoughts with you. We spend way too much time on a couple of these matches. Probably not enough on some other ones. But an hour and a half of us chatting wrestling, bringing up some good old times. Probably not a good show to watch with your kids, so we'll make sure to put that explicit content rating on there. But I want to thank Connor and Matt for joining me, and we're off to the show. Thanks for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. I'm so glad we get a chance to BS about some wrestling right before WrestleMania. The 2-day spectacular that we're going to try to force ourselves to watch both days, right?
I'm going to watch them all in one day.
You're going to watch them all at once?
WrestleMania was meant on Sunday. That is the day in which God said that is when grown men in spandex will grab each other in a squared circle.
All right, so you're not going to watch Saturday. You're not going to watch Saturday live, is what I'm hearing.
No, we've been doing this since COVID. Yeah. We don't watch Saturday. None of my friends do. We watch it all on Sunday, and then we do a sheet where we break down all the matches. You pick who you think's going to win, and then we have a match order, and then that's the tiebreaker, and whoever wins gets the toy belt to take home with them.
Oh, that's cool. Like, is it a little toy belt? Because I know you have some big boy belts.
It's a kid's toy belt. But here's the funny thing. The first year we did it, our orders were all messed up of the matches because that was the year Edge retired. Tonight is the heavyweight championship, and we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, right. You're like, no, that's not how this works.
Order is a dumbass.
Yeah.
Oh, it was horrible, but that's kind of, it's almost as fun as picking the winners of the match, just because everyone's like, oh, well.
Yeah. All right, so Matt, what was your favorite WrestleMania match of all time?
Oh my god, I can't. So I'm gonna go with last year because of the feels, and it'll be the KO versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay.
Because I would be lying if I said I wasn't crying my eyes out getting to see Stone Cold wrestle one more time.
All right.
It was good, and also because I can't really remember off the top of my head something I would want to pick.
Okay. No, that's fair. That's fair because I put you on the spot. All right, Connor, what hits your?
So the first one that came to mind for me was WrestleMania 30. Daniel Bryan winning the belt finally. I'm a huge Daniel Bryan Danielson, whatever you want to call him, fan.
Yeah.
So the American Dragon.
That was an awesome moment.
Yeah, very cool.
Finally win the big one.
And then leave.
And then leave. And then
it
happens.
No, I get it.
So
for me, this shows my age a little bit. I think mine was WrestleMania 10. And most people would say it's the ladder match between Shawn and Razor that was their favorite from that show. Mine was actually Owen versus Brett. Owen Hart opens it and beats Brett on the night that Brett winds up winning the WWE title against Yokozuna, like in the final match of the night. So Owen, I'm one of those people, and I do it all the time, and everybody's like, why do you always put up Owen Hart stuff? And I miss Owen Hart probably more than just about anybody but family. I think I was a big Owen Hart fan. Like, I loved all that stuff. I have the Blue Blazer figure.
Nice.
I still have it in box. The box was destroyed, but I have never opened it. I do have in my Fig Fed, I have an open one, and I have multiple Owen Harts in my Fig Fed because I usually do let my figures breathe, as Matt Cardona says, like, let them breathe. But the Owen v. Brett from WrestleMania 10 is mine. And I know you guys have both watched wrestling pretty much your whole lives, right? So there's a lot of matches that we could pick out of these. So those are some cool ones.
So
hopefully like other people that are watching, when you watch the show, put in the comments like which match was your favorite. Because I'm sure we're going to do some follow-up shows after Mania, I would guess. We're going to force them, whoever wins at Matt's house on the wins the toy belt, we're going to force them to come on and celebrate. We're going to let them cut their own promo. How about that?
So I got a question, Ryan. As an Owen Hart fan, does it make you angry anytime you go to McDonald's and they ask you if you want nuggets?
Oh,
Yeah, I had to go there.
Yeah, you had to go there. Yeah. It's just like the other one that drives me nuts. So Matt, you'll probably remember this. Connor, you may be too young for this. Do you remember when Jeff Jarrett used to come out and say, "Listen up, slat nuts"?
Oh God.
So I was digging through some of my stuff the other day. I have the figure that was the t-shirt that's supposed to say slap nuts, but it doesn't. It just says "listen up" on the front. Like, because they couldn't put slap nuts on the figure.
Slap nuts is just too much.
It was a Jack's Pacific figure. Yeah. But yeah, so it's just so funny because I went back and I was like, man, I used to like Jeff Jarrett too. Like I loved the rap is crap thing that he did there for a while. Like I thought it was such a terrible gimmick, like that I was like, all right, I have to like this guy.
Oh,
like,
it's a great heel.
Because it was such a heel thing to do, and it was like, all right. And I tend to gravitate towards heels, so that'll probably show in some of my picks for this show. But let's jump right in. This is a match that I didn't think was gonna happen. I still can't believe it's happening. And I can't believe they waited till the SmackDown, like the week before WrestleMania, to finally have Ray go and smack the shit out of Dominic.
The rumor was they were going to wait till the Hall of Fame.
Oh, that would have probably actually been better.
It would have been
right.
Cool.
Like Friday night, the Hall of Fame, Dominic interrupts his speech, and then Ray just smacked the ever living shit out of him. I'd have been okay with that. What about you, Connor? How do you feel about this one?
I know a little bit about this storyline. I haven't watched a lot of WWE lately. I've been more on the AEW train.
Yep, no, I get that.
I see clips and stuff. So I feel like I was never a big fan of Dominic when he first debuted.
Yeah.
He's definitely very green and got some work to do. But the heel stuff he's been doing, especially with Rhea Ripley, has been some good shit.
Yeah.
So this is some good shit.
I'm glad it's some good shit. I'm glad they've kind of got him in a direction that he seems to be doing good work in.
Do you feel like it's Rhea Ripley that's carrying him though? Like in what you've seen, Matt? Like what do you?
If she wasn't there, it would not be as good, in my opinion. Sorry to step up.
100%.
Yeah, I think she does a great job. So I think for me that's the big hit for me. Like, holy crap, she's good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always shocked because I didn't know how she was going to work out as a heel initially, right? But she's really carried this storyline in my mind.
Yeah.
So, all right. So predictions. All right, Matt, we'll start with you. Ray or Dom? Who's got it?
I'm going to say it is going to be Ray, but I think they're going to throw some crazy drama in it, like it's supposed to be. And I think Vicky Guerrero is going to show up in this match.
Excuse me.
Because she is currently like getting paid by AEW to not show up at shows.
Yeah.
If I'm understanding correctly. And I know they also have a very loose, like, oh, you can go work at other promos or whatever. I could see her showing up and they could do the promo that people have been rumoring about, that Dominic's actually Eddie Guerrero's son.
Because Vince is back. No, because Vince is back, I could see this actually being a real thing.
If that happens, that's 100% proof that Vince is back in charge of creative.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't think that if Triple H is actually in charge that goes down. But if Vince is anything, like if there's anybody I know that can think like Vince McMahon, it's Matt. Like,
asshole.
And it's not because you're an asshole, but I know you can immediately be like, I can pick the worst shit out of anybody and just tell you what's gonna happen. Like,
what would have worked 20, 30 years ago? Let's do that.
Yeah, let's make Ray show up, and we'll have the Funkasaurus and Rikishi come out at the same time and have a dance off.
Ray's costume has to look like the gobbledygook. Done.
Yeah, done. Yep. There you go. Why is Ray dressed like Bastion Booger right now? I have no idea.
Dominic has to look like the rooster, the red rooster.
Oh my God. Yeah. All right. So yes, that one might be one of the worst. All right, Connor, what are you thinking here?
Oh my God. I gotta go with Ray too. I think as good as the Dominic storyline has been lately, I think it's still too early to give him a WrestleMania win. And Ray just got into the Hall of Fame. Come on, he's got to win here, right?
So here's my question on this one. Another weird question on this match that we're giving way too much time, honestly. If Ray wins, is he done? Like, you think this is it? Like, they can't. And if he loses, he could be done too, right? Like, they can't stretch this to SummerSlam. Like, this can't be one of those where, like, the Judgment Day comes out and interrupts everything, because Finn Balor is going to be in full makeup, so he can't be around.
Yeah.
Because he's got to be the demon in this.
Gonna wrestle as the demon?
Yes.
Oh,
yes. Yeah, they just on Raw on Monday they showed, and they promoted it as the demon Finn Balor, and they showed it like with face paint, like kind of over, which he's never lost as the demon, if I remember correctly.
He has once or twice, right?
Not at a pay-per-view, right?
Did he not? I thought he lost I thought the first pay-per-view he was on with Rollins.
Oh,
he
I don't
was
know.
the demon and lost.
I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong. Like, I just don't remember him losing.
It's definitely not often.
I'm gonna look it up.
I think even if he did lose, I think it was something where like the match changed his opponent. Like, his opponent seemed, even though they won, they didn't really win, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, hey, that's good. So the only loss that he's had as the demon was to Roman Reigns in the 2021 Extreme Rules pay-per-view. So that was the last time we saw him as the demon.
Oh, wow.
So before that, he had not lost as the demon. So I was a little off there, but I knew going into like something he was still.
Yeah, he's pretty undefeated.
He was pretty, yeah. So he's only lost in that one match, which that was when Reigns got the title that he's still holding now, right?
Yeah,
I don't think he got it, or was it a defense?
No, he's held it for like 2 years, has he? I know he's held it for a long time.
It's almost like I think they felt like it was. I read something the other day that there was something. Can he hold it for 1,000 days?
He's not going to, unless WrestleMania is day 1,000.
Yeah, I don't know. So let's see.
He retained in that match, so he was already the champion.
He's had the Universal Championship since August 30th of 2020. That's a long ass time.
Good Lord, almost 3 years.
That is a long ass time. All right. So now, as I'm, continue to talk about stuff I obviously don't know about, let's move on from this one. I'm going to say that Ray wins this despite some shenanigans. There's got to be some sort of weird shenanigans that happen. I think Matt's right there, but I think Ray takes this one, and I'm hoping that this means it's Ray's last match.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, because he still sells merch, and that's what it's all about. But I just would like Ray to go out on top, and if he's on top of Dominic, it's even better, because I freaking hate this whole thing with Dom. I absolutely despise it.
Well, that's what they want you to despise it. So they're doing a good job in that aspect.
Well, it's not that I despise him. I actually like the Judgment Day. I think the whole thing's been really good. Ever since they kind of have not been talking about the prison thing. When they started doing the prison thing, I was like, you go fuck yourself. Like,
I learned how to make toilet wine.
Yeah, like this is what you have no idea what hard time is. It's like, bro, you weren't even in there a day. Like, if it was hard time,
makes it so good.
Yeah, it was so awful. All right, so we're gonna move on here. We spent way too much time on this one. Good God. All right. So this is a match that I'm not really sure why it exists on the card either. Other than it gives me an exciting moment to hear, Chad Gable go shoosh.
Shorty
shoosh, please. But I am a huge fan of Montez Ford.
Yeah.
Like I'm a big Montez Ford stan. So if there's a moment for Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins to break up, this is it. In my mind, like something, I feel like that's the only thing that could possibly happen to make this match matter to me would be like they break them up.
Oh God, I hope not. That would suck.
Like,
I love them together, but at the same time, like, is Montez Ford Shawn Michaels?
Yes.
Is he?
Yes.
Does he go and hit the brass ring and just?
Yep. He kicks Angelo Dawkins right through a glass window, bro, in the barber shop.
Somebody's gonna wheel out a glass window.
But the barber shop,
he's going through it.
Like Ice Cube there.
Yeah. No, this is it. Like this match in particular, I want to see that happen. So, Matt, what are your thoughts on this one?
I mean, I can't pick anybody but the Street Profits because I really don't see them having Strowman and Ricochet for the win. And unfortunately, Shorty G, the Alpha Academy, is more of a comedy routine.
Yeah.
And the Viking Raiders kind of feel like a comedy routine too. It feels like an 80s throwback.
Yeah.
And not the badasses that they should be.
Well, it's interesting because now that they have Valhalla, or whatever they're calling her, is Val something or other, Val Venus.
I think it's that one.
It's not Val Venus? Hello, ladies. Yeah, like.
Now, is this vasectomy Val Venus or no?
No, it can't be that one, right? It's not allowed to be that one. But yeah, I don't know like what this match what purpose this match really has except to fill time. Because Braun Strowman
just tag team, right?
Well, it's not for the belts, but they said it's like for the number one contendership, I think.
Oh God.
But like here's the thing. It took me a couple minutes the other day to remember who had the belts. And the Usos have had it for a long time.
Very long time.
Like they've had it a very, very long time. And I had to think like, well, it's for the number one contendership. Like, but who even has the tag belts? Because
aren't they still technically separate too, and the Usos just have both of them?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And the Usos have had the SmackDown titles since July 18th of 21. And then they've had the Raw title since May 20th of 22.
Wow. Yeah.
But like, and the funny thing is the SmackDown titles, they won them from Dominic and Ray. So that's the only real we won these titles when Dom and Ray were still talking to each other. Neither one had been to prison and nobody got smacked because they talked shit about their mama. This whole match, anyway, we're not going to spend more time on this crap. Who wins this match and who takes the L? Because obviously they don't all have to be pinned, right? So it's a fatal 4-way tag match. So, Matt, let's start with you. We'll go give it to you.
Man, I want to say Street Profits, but I'll be honest. I feel like it's because it's for the number one contendership.
Yeah,
it's being Braun and Ricochet.
God,
I think that
I'm shaking my head because I think you're probably right, but God,
I think one of the Street Profits are going to take the L.
Yeah.
I don't think it's what's the other guy's name?
Angela Dawkins?
And I think Dawkins takes the L.
He's from Cincinnati, Matt. You need to know his name.
I'm sorry.
Know his name.
Acknowledge
Speak
me.
it. Acknowledge him. Put some respect on it. All right, Connor, what are your thoughts here?
I mean, does it matter, really? I feel like
No,
this is just
no.
one
That's
of those,
this whole show doesn't matter. We're like 20 plus minutes into this show. And we know this shit doesn't matter. Like we're here. This
is 100% one of those let's get as many people on the WrestleMania card as we can matches.
Yeah, we promised this guy a paycheck.
Exactly.
This
is
okay. High moment.
Yeah. We want this person on the card. Where do we put him? Throw him in this tag team match. But I don't know. I feel like I really want to say an actual tag team is going to win. Yeah. So I don't want it to be Strowman and Ricochet, but I feel like it could be.
Yeah.
I'm going to say they win it and you go, Vince is definitely in charge.
Yeah, there we go. I'm going to go with Viking Raiders. I feel like they've been trying to kind of push them recently from what I've seen. And as much as I hate it because I love Chad Gable, I feel like one of the Alpha Academy is going to take the pin.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's my
I hate to say it.
Yeah.
I love Gable, but
I think you might be right on this one. I really expect that somehow this leads to the breakup of the Street Profits, like I mentioned earlier.
I could see it.
So I want to say that the argument comes down to like Otis making the pin on the Street Profits and Alpha Academy getting the win. And because nobody expects that, and it would be god awful. But we're gonna get the worm out of the deal.
He's got to do the caterpillar.
We're gonna get the caterpillar, and he's gonna land it on Dawkins, and Montez Ford's gonna be super pissed, and then we're gonna get that Rockers moment. Like after the match is over, everybody else is gonna be gone. They're gonna be celebrating. You're gonna see the Street Profits both in the ring together, and then bam, right in the face. He's gonna super sweet kick his ass right out of the ring. And then that's the moment where Montez Ford turns and we finally get a chance to see him shine in 1v1 or one-on-one action for a while. Because I feel like that should have happened after Elimination Chamber when he put on that show.
But here's the thing. If McMahon is in charge, they do this and he doesn't get to shine. He just
He's a mid-carder.
That's true.
He winds up being somebody that we're like, where the hell did he go? Like, what happened? Yeah.
Remember the WrestleMania that Miz won the belt, and then 2 weeks later he was mid-carding, and then a month later he didn't have the belt, and then nobody saw him forever?
Or Zack Ryder when he won the Intercontinental title and then dropped it the next night in front of his daddy. Yeah, like when you finally think something's going to happen. Yeah. All right, so enough on this one. I'm done with this one. But yeah, I'm gonna say that somehow Alpha Academy gets the win. And
I think we probably put more energy into thinking about this match than WWE.
That's part of the problem. All right, so this one is one that I'm actually. The funny part about this is I'm interested in this match, right? And there's only one reason, and she's in the top left-hand corner of the screen. Liv Morgan. Yes, please. That's all I have to say. Liv wins. I don't care who loses. Actually, I kind of hope it's Chelsea Green because I'm over this Karen-esque gimmick where she just is going in and complaining about every match that she has or doesn't have.
Is that her gimmick? Right?
That's her gimmick right now. Yeah, every week she's on Raw bitching and moaning about I should be in this match and how am I not in this match, and I was in this with Piper Niven and we lost, but I should still be in this match. How am I not in this match? It's like, oh my God, shut up. Now the thing is that she's actually a decent talent.
Yeah,
like
she's not bad. Yeah.
I think she's a decent wrestler. I just don't get it, and none of these are real tag teams, really. Yeah. I mean, Ronda and Shayna have been together for a while now, and it's like, oh, look, they have that UFC, like the MMA background together, but they're so similar that it doesn't work in my mind.
Here's what I think, or what I'm going to say right now. I'm going to point out the pink elephant in the room, and that no matter what happens, Natalya is going to take the L on this match because the WWE seems hell-bent on just making her the female version of the damn Brooklyn Brawler, even though she's got way more talent than that.
I was expecting her to be the new Kurt Hawkins and take the record number of L's in a row.
Yeah.
Like
she's got kids to feed.
That's right. She could be Heath Slater. I got kids. I got kitties. Because she could wear cat ears, right? Like walk around with her little cat ears. Connor, what do you think on this one?
God, I don't even know. This is another one of those, how do we cram as many people as we can into the card matches?
Yep.
I feel like given WWE, it's probably going to be Rousey and Baszler, would be my guess. And like Matt said, Natalya's taking the pin.
Yep. Yeah. I agree with that 100%.
Does this match get more than 10 minutes of time?
I doubt it.
What night is it on?
We don't really know, I don't think. I couldn't find anything that told me what night.
If this is a Saturday night match, it gets more than 10 minutes. If it's a Sunday match, it's not.
5 minutes tops.
Yeah.
God.
You have enough time to take a piss, grab a drink, and sit back.
So,
which is unfortunate because some of the women in this match are really good.
I think we may get more time with entrances in this match, with the 8 women entering the match, than we might actually see them wrestling. And that's a damn shame because of some of the talent that's in this. I really like Shotzi. I think she's good.
Yeah, she's awesome.
I think Liv has done some tremendous work over the last year or so, maybe 2 years.
She's been
awesome.
I feel like Natalya has been around forever at this point.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey's just there. So
I was going to say the only one in this match that I really don't like is Rousey.
She's boring.
Yeah. There's just not much to her. She's not good on the mic. You know, I used to be deathly afraid of her in real life. Like I was like, if I run into her in an alley and she wants to kick my ass, I'm running the other way. But now I'm just like, meh, it's whatever. I feel like it's not I don't know why she's still there.
Shayna Baszler is just a better Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, Baszler. Well, at least Baszler makes me want to I want to see her beat somebody's ass.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to watch her in an all-woman strong match.
Yeah. And
her old entrance music was sick too.
I like Sonya Deville. I like her little character where she was kind of the GM and running some things, and then she's like, I want to take over the women's division. I actually like that. And then obviously I like Chelsea Green, but don't like her current gimmick. So
yeah,
I think we're all in the camp of Natalya's taking this L. So let's at that point, poor Natalya. Natty's going to take another L and go home to her man and so to TJ. But yeah, so let's move to this next one. All right, Matt. I'm just gonna give you the floor. You can go full screen on this one and go ahead and lose your shit. It's fine.
I am hoping for this match to be a clinic, and it needs to be at least 15 minutes long, if not longer. I want to see just everything getting thrown in this match, from the kitchen sink to a spear to some great TLC moments to all kinds of stuff. It needs to be insane. It needs to be the Hell in a Cell match that makes people go, oh man, Undertaker versus Mankind was awesome, but did you see Edge versus Finn Balor?
Yes,
that shit. And I got to say this, it has to be an Edge win. It cannot be a Finn Balor win, because of the amount of times that Edge has been jumped and taken out by the Judgment Day. This has to be a moment where he gets the win. It doesn't have to be like a stomp match. It needs to be a back and forth, and it needs to be him finally getting the one up on Balor.
So I think that's a pretty good assessment of what I want to see.
Yeah.
I have this weird feeling that somehow Damian Priest gets involved in this match. Jesus. And that it ruins the match for me. I have a feeling he's going to be like under the ring or something. The cell's going to come down, and then like he's going to pop out and be like, surprise. And we'll be like, no, you mother. No,
that's another proof that if that happens, Vince McMahon is in charge.
Yes. I think this match could be the best match. This could be the steal, right? The one that steals the show. You want the best match to be the Universal title match, and this could be the one that steals the show.
There's another match on this card that I think is gonna steal the show, and I'll talk about.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a couple, but this one for me, I want to see Finn Balor and Edge beat the hell out of each other.
I want to see a match that you have never seen before.
Yeah, Connor, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what Matt said. I think there's a part of me that feels like Edge has to get his comeuppance here. If you're bringing the Demon back, and it's been so long since we've seen it, like, do you really have Finn lose with the Demon gimmick?
But he's already lost before.
He has lost once before with it.
As we just discovered as we were going through.
Remembered. Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
100% knew.
Yes.
Yes, man. I don't know. I hope it's a clean match with no body running in or gimmicky stuff, kind of messy finishes. I feel like Edge winning is the right call, but I just think it might be Balor.
I have this crazy thing in my brain where I see Edge laying on top of the announce table and Finn Balor crawling all the way, like climbing all the way to the top of the Hell in a Cell and coup de grace his ass from the top. I just have this. I have that feeling that I'm gonna have to see that this weekend, and I don't want that to be the case. I don't know how you top some of the other Hell in a Cell matches that we've watched, right? Like, I just don't. But this match to me could really steal the entire weekend. And I'm hoping that it's as good as I want it to be. That's all I can really say about it. I think Edge wins, but is beaten to hell, and it is done after.
It's got to be close either way. It's got to be like
I would love this to be Edge's final match, and he comes out on top. Like, just, when they had that best wrestling match ever with him and Randy Orton, like, and it wasn't. I felt like, well, I'm just like putting how it is. Like, I think that they missed out an opportunity to really give him like a proper send off there. And I think that. What?
Do you think he's going to actually retire?
I would love for him to. And I think it's because I think his body has been through enough.
Yeah.
I want to remember him as the hella performer that I remember him as. I have a really hard time with, I watched that Ric Flair match.
Ooh.
I just don't like when guys hang on as long as they have in some cases. I really struggle with it. Now I understand you love the business. You want to do the job. You want to, put some other guys over. But I don't want to see Edge wrestling at like 55. I know he's not nearly that old right now, so don't send any nasty comments like he's not that old, you mother. Yeah, I know. But like, I just don't want that. I want him to I don't want to say he's in his prime, but I want him to go out looking good, and the last time that I see him in a match, I want him to be ripped and I want him to kick some ass and if he takes the L, but he kicks some serious ass and it's a hell of a match, I'd be okay with it. I think Finn Balor needs to be pushed in a way that he hasn't been pushed in a really long time. And I don't know if they can do it while he's a member of the Judgment Day. So I don't really know how this plays out. I guess it's a terrible prediction for me, but I'm going to say Edge wins. And then somehow there's some sort of move with Finn, because I feel like he needs to make a move towards some other thing at this point, because this is I've had enough of this one.
That's a good point, though. Maybe Edge takes the win and they use that as a reason to kick Finn out of the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
I think Judgment Day might fall apart.
Yeah, it's possible. It's really possible. And I actually like their entrance. I like them all together, but I just want to see something different from some of those guys. So,
yep.
All right, next one.
Oh God.
Yeah. So my 6-year-old told me yesterday that Omos wins this match, and it's not even close. And
that's a bold prediction.
I reminded him that this is the WWE, and Brock Lesnar beat the Undertaker. And he just kind of looked at me, and I was just like, I mean, for real, that's why you're wrong.
But here's the problem: you won't face Bobby Lashley in a match that'll be probably not even probably will be a million times better than watching Osmos or however you pronounce his name stiff walk and try to give us his best Great Khali impression as possible against Brock Lesnar, who's just gonna pretty much just lay on top of him and punch him. Maybe
Brock loses this match because of MVP.
Okay.
If Brock loses this match.
I could see that.
That's a good call.
I would love to see MVP really do something that helps Omos be better, other than just give him a mic presence because he can't talk and he just grunts. Like, I mean, the promo that they did where they had like Omos put his hand up in front of Brock's face and then like make a fist, and I was just like, what are you doing? I get that you're bigger. Like, dude, you made me look like a tiny man when we were at an event. Like he makes me look small. I'm not. Brock Lesnar also makes me look small. So when you put the two of them in the ring, like everybody's like, oh my God, Brock Lesnar's so big. And then you put him next to Omos and you're like, but he's really not. And this match can't last long because neither one of them can go very, very long.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar blows up too fast.
Like you can't put this match in there and expect them to go more than 10 to 15 minutes and get anything quality out of it. Unless there's just a bunch of slow down hold moments, right? Connor, you've seen who would be a match that you would say that you saw that was similar to what you expect to see out of this?
Oh, jeez. Any Great Khali match?
Great Khali versus in the Punjabi prison.
Oh my
Worst
God! I
match
forgot about
ever.
that match.
But
they made a wrestling like figure ring of the Punjabi match. Like they made an actual toy.
You can't see anything.
Yeah, that's what made that match watchable. Was you couldn't see anything.
But aside from Punjabi prison matches being horrible, I found out that this match is happening just now.
And your day's been ruined by it.
And I'm like, why? What is the point? I have no clue what this is going to be. I'm like, there's a part of me that's like, look, if Brock Lesnar really cares about a match, he can have a good match. I don't think he's had great matches with Daniel Bryan, with a couple other people in his like undefeated run. The ending was never fun because you knew he was going to win, but the middle parts of the matches were good. So maybe for whatever reason, Brock Lesnar really cares about a match with Omos, and this ends up being surprisingly good. I doubt it, but maybe.
So far we've gone through what, like 5 matches, and we sound like we don't give a shit about any of them. Why are we doing this show?
there's like a shit ton of matches, so there's gotta be
there's a lot. There's a lot of matches. Yeah, I mean, speaking of that, would you guys be okay if it just went back to one night? I know, Matt, your crew does the 1 day long ass day thing, but like, do you think they're just at this point putting too much into it, making it a 2-day event, and then they're putting too many shit matches out there?
I agree. I think they are.
Like, you've got to give Brock Lesnar his WrestleMania payday, so that's what this match is. But like
that's what a lot of the matches are, unfortunately.
I would rather see Brock versus Finn or Brock versus Edge, maybe. Than Brock versus Omos.
Yeah.
Hell, I don't even know if MVP can wrestle anymore. I'd rather see Brock versus MVP.
Oh, that would be good, actually.
I think that would be a great match.
It could be, yeah.
I don't know if MVP is even functional. Like, let's be real. I don't know if he could go. I mean, I don't know. He looks good in a suit. I don't know if he's got anything going on under there, but
him versus Bray Wyatt would have been a better match. And you could have made it one of those televised, pre-taped matches, and it would have been awesome.
Yeah.
I enjoy. I know they're not great wrestling matches, but they're the other part of wrestling that I enjoy. It's a great story match.
Yeah.
No, some of those matches are fun. The AJ Styles Undertaker, what did they call it? Like Boneyard match or whatever. That was really fun.
I thought it was well done. Even though I knew how it was going to go.
Yeah.
I still thought it was well done. I'm interested to see. I know there's a lot of reports that Bray Wyatt has actually been like injured, and this isn't a creative reason behind it. But I feel like if he's healthy, something has to happen to get him involved somewhere, right? Because it was supposed to be him and Bobby Lashley, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like Bobby not being on the card is odd to me at this point. They're like, because I know they were getting ready to push that, so it was like this is where they're going to go. But then when they wound up not using him, I feel like there's got to be something else there.
There's a void.
So yeah. So I mean, I think it would be super cool if Bray Wyatt somehow interferes in this match to the point where we don't even get to see Omos versus Brock, and Brock gets completely like messed up by Bray in some weird shape, like weird way. But I'm going to say that Brock's going to win this because he's not going to put Omos over. Connor, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think Lesnar wins it. Bold prediction, Lesnar's pulling out the shooting star for the win.
He almost broke his neck the last time he did that.
Yeah. I think he's very shy of the shooting star after that.
Just you wait. He's
Dude,
against a guy that's bigger than him. He's got to pull out the high flying, right?
Dude, if he does it, I'm buying you dinner. Like if that winds up correct, all right, everybody. For
I'm
real,
playing the lottery.
If Connor gets it, he better be doing the Powerball. We're going to dinner. Let's do this. All right, Matt, what are your thoughts on this one?
Oh, Brock Lesnar, hands down.
All right. So,
I mean, your order is like bad match, good match, bad match, bad match.
Yes, you're right. It is. But okay, so 2 of my favorite female wrestlers on the roster currently are in this match. I don't think either one of them's
Sky?
Who?
Dakota Kai and Sky.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I love Bayley. Bayley's great. I love her heel turn. I think it's awesome.
I think that Io Sky and Dakota Kai are the most underutilized like female superstars right now because they're locked in this thing with Bayley.
Yeah.
I just feel like I like Bayley as a heel. I feel like if somebody's going to turn in this match, Bayley winds up going face because Dakota and Io have enough, right?
They're basically the legacy to Randy Orton.
Right. Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, and I just don't see how much time you give Trish and Lita.
In the ring rust match.
Yeah, and I think Becky might spend the most time in the ring of that team, and Lita comes in to
100%.
do a spot, and Trish comes in to do a spot.
Well, Trish apparently signed a contract, so she might actually have a little bit more time.
Why? Like, you've got.
That's an old wrestling trope. Why build up new talent when you can bring in pre-existing talent with already a fan base?
I hate it.
I hate it too.
I just want. Damn it! Like I want Io Sky, and I just now started calling her Sky. It finally has clicked in my brain instead of Shirai. It's now Io Sky. Like, it took me like 6 months. I want them to do something freaking amazing. And the fact that the tag belts are on Becky and Trish right now, or Lita, who is it? Like, Becky has it with Lita, is that right? Who are the women's champs?
Right?
Are they doing the Freebird rule? No, it's Becky and Lita. It's Becky and Lita. But it feels like it's the Freebird. Yes, right. 2 girls, 1 belt. Yeah, no. So it is Becky and Lita, and I love Becky, but I don't love Becky in this setup. Like,
yeah.
Is this for the belts?
No.
It doesn't look like it, right? Yeah.
No.
It's just a random 6-person tag.
I would be okay if they went to preview this match and Becky, Lita, and Trish all walk out with belts on, and we have a trios championship in the WWE, and it's on the women's side. I'd be okay with it. They got rid of the
women's tag titles.
I know, and that's why they should just get rid of them to begin with at this point. Like, I feel like the women's tag titles should go away. And I think if you put women's trios titles out there, at least you're getting 6 women in a match, and you're filling the time with more talent out there than you're not. And I know I'm going to take a ton of heat for that when people watch this, and that's fine. I just think that Io Sky and Dakota Kai could do much better than what they're doing with them. I think that Becky and Trish and Lita win this match, unfortunately. What about you, Matt?
I agree.
Connor?
Yeah, I think Io Sky, I almost said Shirai, is one of the best wrestlers in the world. I love her. I think she's probably my second favorite women's wrestler in WWE right now. But
behind
Asuka.
Okay.
Yeah,
nobody's ready for Asuka.
No one's ready.
All right. Yeah, all right.
But
so
as much as I hope they win, I think you're both right that it's probably going to be the other side. As much as I hate the trope of bringing back old legends or whatever and putting them over the young talent.
The whole point
hate it
is
so
for
much.
them to get, the young talent should be getting over on the legends. Like, that should be legends should be like, hey, I've been here, done that. I needed somebody to get me over. I'm going to help you get over.
Yep. It should be.
That's how it should be, but it's not.
But it never is.
So while we're talking about the Empress of Tomorrow,
this is the match. This is the match I was talking about earlier.
This shows, yes, it could be. I had a feeling this was the match you were talking about, but I didn't want to throw it out there. Like,
this is going to be the match between Asuka and Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania years ago should have been. Asuka has to win. Asuka needs to win because it won't take away from Bianca Belair, and it'll cement. Ever since she's come up from NXT, they just dumped on her. She needs this win. It needs to be a clinic. It doesn't need to be a squash match, just like I said with the Edge match. It needs a battle back and forth. Bianca is a fantastic wrestler. Asuka is just as fantastic, if not more.
Yeah.
And they're both powerhouses. They both have different weapons in their arsenal to use. And I just want to see something where it is just all out war.
I agree. I agree. Connor, I know Asuka's your fave, so you can have your moment here.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything Matt said. Bianca Belair is awesome. I think ever since she's come up to the main roster, she's been fantastic. She definitely deserves the title run that she's had. And if it was against anyone else, I would be fine with her continuing to hold the title. But I think Asuka needs this.
Yeah.
Ever since, fingers crossed, Triple H is still in charge of things and he's brought Asuka back. Yeah, she's definitely gotten that feeling back that she used to have in NXT of being this crazy, powerful, kind of mysterious enigma. And I think if she loses here, you kind of lose that again. And that would be a real shame because she's just fantastic.
Absolutely.
I think she has to take it here.
Hey, question for you on the Raw title. This is a thing I actually knew prior to looking it up to confirm it. I didn't have to go back and see if I was wrong again. Do you know who the oldest person to ever hold the Raw Women's Championship is? If you could guess off the top of your head.
Didn't she give birth to a hand?
No, that wasn't technically the Raw Women's title, so Mae Young does not count.
Oh.
But that's good. That's a good thing.
Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to remember who's even held it, and I can't.
Yeah. So if I told you that it was Asuka, would you believe that?
Yes, she's like 40 something.
I would. Yeah.
So she held it at 38 years old to 332 days was how old she was when she held it. She is 41.
Yep.
So at 41 years old, if she wins this, or maybe I should say when she wins this, this could be her last title run. 41 years old is no spring chicken, as they say. But I don't look at her and go, dang, she's old. I don't, kind of like how I was like, man, I wish Edge would go out on top, right? Like Asuka, I think, is still very much in her prime and in a very, very good watch.
She could go at least another 5 years, if not longer.
And I would love to see her hold the reign and beat Becky Lynch's longest reign.
Oh yeah. And I think she wrestles a style too that she could still go for a while. I mean,
yeah,
just looking up to see how old they are, and Minoru Suzuki, for example, is kind of a similar style to Asuka. I think he's 54 and still going pretty strong. So I could see her sticking around for a while. I do think this could be her last big title run,
right?
For sure. Which she absolutely deserves one more big title run before she kind of winds down, I think. So if this is the time to do it, I think it could be a good one.
I think this is a good time to do it because it doesn't hurt Bianca. Matt was saying earlier, Bianca loses this and she lost it to one of the greatest WWE superstars of all time, right? I mean, Asuka is a first ballot Hall of Famer. There's zero question in my mind. As soon as they decide that she's eligible, she's in. I truly believe she'll be the one that gets in the hall before she retires. It'll be similar to what they're doing with Rey. I think she's one of those that you could do that with.
I disagree with you on that. I think they're gonna play her like Undertaker, man, because they're gonna do it once after she's retired because of her mystique and her character.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. I just think that they could I think you could do it and get away with it.
Yeah,
how long did she have that undefeated streak?
In NXT.
Yeah, it was a long time. And then when she came onto the main roster, she was undefeated for a while.
For a little while, yeah.
Yeah, it was a long stretch.
And then she had that Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, everybody's hit the Charlotte Flair baseball. That's another topic for another show.
Yeah.
Daddy's woo. But yeah, so I mean, I think Asuka wins this one. Connor, are you on the Asuka train for this one?
She has to.
Yeah. Matt, you're on the Asuka train for this one as well, right?
Hardcore.
All right. Okay, so this is another one that I thought might be on Matt's, like this could steal the show.
That's what I was going to say. This could be another show stealer.
This could be an hour-long match. And
I wouldn't even be mad about it.
Yeah.
You're right. Like, I would be here for it. I love Kevin Owens. Probably an unhealthy love for Kevin Owens, honestly. When Matt brought up the match with Stone Cold, like I had forgotten how much I actually loved that match. But yeah, I could see this match being the best match of the show, hands down.
Easily.
Connor, I know you're a big Sami Zayn fan, so
it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
I've been a Sami Zayn fan for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think especially in this Bloodline storyline, he has by far carried it. I don't think the Bloodline storyline would be nearly as good as it's been without Sami Zayn. I still think they should have put the big title on him. I think he deserves a run with it for all the work that he's done. I knew it wasn't going to happen.
Even with Triple H in charge, that wouldn't.
Yeah. I hope at some point they give him a chance to make a run with it. But at the very least, I think he deserves the tag titles.
Yeah.
Him and Owens. They've both been amazing.
Sammy could very well find himself on the list of best wrestlers to ever not hold the world title.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Right up
Nikita Koloff, Paul Orndorff, Owen Hart, Rick Rude, Scott Hall, Ted DiBiase, Barry Windham, Tully Blanchard, and Arn Anderson. And
Roddy Ray Piper never held it.
Sami Zayn. Those would be like and that's crazy company to be included with in my mind. Like I think he's that good.
I agree 100%.
I think with Kevin Owens, like this, like we're friends, we're not friends, screw you, I don't want to be with you, like I want nothing to do with you, to then being like, okay, I guess I'm gonna come save your ass, then I still want nothing to do with you, and then it's like, oh no, now we have a common enemy, so now we're friends again. I have this weird feeling that something's going to go down with the Usos that just doesn't seem right. Like it can't be. There's no way that it's a clean pin at the end, that nothing went down crazy to make it happen, to have them lose the belts because of how long they've held them. But it could go an hour. This could be the main event of the first night.
Yeah.
In my mind,
I think the main event of the first night will be Bianca Belair versus Asuka.
I think you're probably right, but I think this could be the main event of the first night, and I would be all for it. Between those two matches, if they put both of those matches on the first night, like I'm gonna have a really hard time not texting you and telling you what's happening, man.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, I mean, it'll be like last year, because last year the first night was Austin versus frickin' KO.
Yeah.
And that was insane. It was
awesome. KO just puts on a hell of a show. Like when they say it's the KO show, like I think he's incredible. I think he's underrated. I mean, I know he's held the Universal title and he's been given a couple runs, but like he just puts in the work. I'm going Sami Zayn and KO win this one. I'm going with my heart, but yeah. So Connor.
Yeah, I think even disregarding my love of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, I feel like this is the time that the bloodline starts to implode. So I feel like Sami and Kevin take the win here.
Yep.
I agree. Sami and KO take the win, but they do it because a rift in the Usos.
Yep. Cool. All right. Everyone's favorite female wrestler in the world, Charlotte Flair versus I couldn't even finish saying it. Yeah, I'm just gonna say I want Rhea to win this one really bad.
She's not.
And she's not gonna.
She's not. She
deserves it, but
she did a job a second time to Charlotte Flair at Mania.
Yeah. So you're right. Charlotte wins this match, and it could be a good match, and it's probably not going to be.
It's going to be.
That's the thing. That's the thing with Charlotte, right? It's like she can be a really good wrestler, but then she can also, like I would say, most of the time, she just kind of phones it in.
Yeah, because she's Flair.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting because, oh man, I don't remember until like towards the very, very latter part of his career seeing Ric Flair phone in a match.
No, but all the way
like
up old days, WCW, WWE.
He had some good matches at TNA, dude. Like
he was old school wrestler in the fact that if there was 4 people in the audience or 40,000 in the audience, he gave the same heart in the match.
Yeah,
because it was his name. He grew up old school, you know, shaking hands in the back, giving your real name, not breaking kayfabe. He was a showman.
Yeah,
I mean, his showman shtick was to be cocky, and Charlotte Flair has earned her chops in many regards and her ability to wrestle. But right now, she is just riding on a name.
Yep. Yeah. All right, so we all think Charlotte's got this one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I hope
we just gave Ray and Dom more time than Rhea and Charlotte. Okay, and we move on.
Well, you'll get a lot of hate for that.
We will. We will get a lot of heat for that, and that's fine.
Jesus. We got what? 2 good matches back to back that we got to talk about. Now we got to wade through the other way. Shit.
Okay. I think that Logan Paul, out of all the celebrities that they've brought in, has put on the best matches in a long time.
No. Bad Bunny.
Okay, Bad Bunny had one good one. But I mean, like, Logan Paul has made it to where you're like, he actually looks like he's putting in the work, like getting ready.
I would say the same about Bad Bunny.
Yeah, Bad Bunny did okay.
Bad Bunny, his first appearance, he did that fucking insane Hurricane Rana.
Yeah.
Like, that is like one of the hardest moves to pull off. And you can't even, it has to be a 2-person move because either one of you fuck that up and
somebody's got a broken neck.
Horrible. And someone's gonna
be sitting there in a wheelchair.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. I forgot that Bad Bunny was a thing, which I shouldn't because he was, DLC for 2K23. But like, I think as much as I like Seth Rollins, somehow he loses this match.
Yeah, he's gonna job to the star.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those, he's a company man and they're telling him you're gonna job to Logan Paul, and he goes, okay, I'm gonna get knocked out for a 3rd time because he's been knocked out the last 2 weeks.
That's what I was gonna say. I even beyond that, I feel like Rollins has lost a lot of big matches lately, and I don't know how many more big matches you can have Rollins lose before it kind of starts to hurt him.
Now, does he come out in the Joker gear, like from the commercial?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by that.
I mean, that might be entertaining. The rest of this match, I don't think will be, but I've been wrong before. I mean,
so here's
it being a decent match.
Interesting stat here, since Connor says he's lost a decent amount. Oh no, it's okay. Like me, I like to dig into it a little bit. What do you think that Seth Rollins' winning percentage is in pay-per-views?
Oh Lord. Overall, probably pretty good.
30%.
Okay, Connor.
You think 30%? Yep. Overall, I'd say probably like a little bit above 50 would be my guess.
Connor is almost spot on. It's 50.78%.
Oh wow!
Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Do you think Seth Rollins has a winning record in non-pay-per-view matches?
Ooh.
Yes or no?
Oh, maybe.
That's tough.
He does not. 45% of the matches he's won.
Okay.
Now that includes time in other
groups
promotions.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But even his WWE winning percentage is lower than that in non-pay-per-view matches. It's 40%.
Dang.
Just that's mind-blowing to me. That's a lot of matches to take the L. So he did defeat Mustafa Ali, positivity this weekend or this week.
Here's a guy that doesn't get the praise he deserves.
But he's lost 3 straight matches to Austin Theory before that match. How many times do you think he lost? This is a great one. Because I looked it up earlier and I was like, there's no way this is right. How many times in the last 3 months do you think he's lost to Austin Theory?
Too many.
Way too many. How many?
15.
Okay, if we count December, all right, let's count December. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 times.
Wow.
Like that just kept stretching out, right? And it was, some of them were just live house shows, obviously.
Yeah.
But just consistently lost. And when Connor said he's been losing a lot lately, I was like, oh, if you include house shows, you're spot on. Just getting rolled in house shows. But other than a win against Baron Corbin on March 13th, and then the win against Mustafa Ali this past Monday night, he hasn't won a singles match since he defeated Chad Gable on Monday Night Raw on January 30th.
Mm.
Wow.
It's just mind-blowing to me. So he's got to lose this one. He's going to do the job. He's lost so many matches in a row.
I feel like that means he's got to win this one.
Yeah.
You can't have the man lose all those matches and then also lose to Logan Paul. Come on.
I know. All right. So
maybe he'll get a nice Charizard card out of it.
Maybe. All right, Connor. So you think he wins this one? Seth wins?
I'm going Rollins. Going Rollins.
Matt, you're Logan Paul, right?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to say Logan Paul as well. Now we move on to the match that should never freaking happen.
Austin wins. Let's be honest there.
Unfortunately, I think so.
They can't have him lose this one. Because John Cena, unless they're retiring the United States Championship, John Cena can't win this match. Because he just can't.
Yeah.
I mean, they just can't have that happen. So, everybody thinks Austin Theory in this one?
Yeah.
I don't like him, but yeah.
I think that's the point, right?
Yeah. Well,
I don't like him for a variety of reasons beyond the point.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a pretty good winning record as of late.
Yeah.
And we just heard how many times he beat Seth Rollins.
God. That hurts a little.
He hasn't had a loss. Oh man, this is crazy. He got disqualified March 17th on SmackDown against Cody Rhodes. Okay. He hasn't lost since November 20th.
Wow.
Other than that disqualification. And that was the Seth Rollins in the 4-way. And I don't even think did he take the pin in those? Yeah, he did. And it was the Sunday Stunner and the Saturday Night Main Event house shows. He took the pin on those. Before that, he had lost to Dolph Ziggler, Kevin Owens twice, Seth Rollins again. He beat Shelton Benjamin on Raw. Then he lost a bunch to Rollins in October. Like, there was a stint where he was losing pretty consistently. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, he's the next big thing. And he beats Ali, Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins, like, and he runs off like 30, 35 wins in a row.
Proof that back.
Yeah. Yeah. Daddy, your daddy ain't here no more. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. All right. So yeah. So Austin Theory in this one, right?
Yep.
Unfortunately.
The one that should be the big one, right?
Yeah.
This should be our match of the show. Reigns is losing his shit a little bit on this bloodline thing. Like, you're starting to see all these weird, like, him not being as confident. Cody Rhodes. If Vince is in charge, Roman Reigns wins this.
Yeah.
Like, Triple H booking this knows that Cody Rhodes is the hot thing right now, right? Like,
yeah.
The worst thing that could have possibly happened to Cody Rhodes was that rotator cuff, like torn pectoral.
Yeah.
Like, right? But then it built such a story because he wrestled with it. When he took that jacket off in that match against Rollins, and it was just like the whole chest was just destroyed. And he still went out there. Like, that added to the mystique of Cody Rhodes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
it did.
Now everybody wants him to win this match. I think. Like, I think there's going to be a pretty big Cody Rhodes like contingent out there for this one.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm saying Cody definitely wins this. Oh my god. And it's not the match of the show, but it's pretty damn close. I think it's going to be a good one. Because I think they're both incredible workers. I think for Roman Reigns to hold the title as long as he has is incredible. Even though I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah. I think Cody wins, and I think Roman goes away for a couple of months on a little vacation, and they use it as that's what I feel, man. I feel he's been working nonstop. They're gonna give him a break.
He's gone out on a couple house shows and said, who knows if I'll ever be back here, right? Yeah. There's like videos of him on the mic, like thanking the fans at the end of a night, saying this may be my last stop in your city. Thank you for everything you've done for me over the years.
It was awesome. I mean, I see that. Hopefully it's not because there's a medical reason or something else again, but
yeah.
he takes a break. I think they use this as well as the Uso match to break up the bloodline. Maybe even break up the Usos, but maybe not, because we've seen how that's gone in the past.
Yeah.
I think Fatu or whoever the kid is doing the Samoa Spike, I feel like he could be a freaking powerhouse.
Solo Sikoa, yeah, he's a beast.
So long as Vince is not in charge, he'll be awesome. If Vince is in charge, I'm sure we'll see him in a grass skirt with Coco on next Monday night.
Oh my god. Yeah, you're not wrong there. I'm sure that's exactly how it would go down. Connor, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I think Cody has to take it. I think, kind of like I said earlier with the Zayn and Owens match, I think this is where the bloodline starts to fall apart. I think they have to take the titles off him. As good of a run as it has been, and as good as his character work has been, I think it's time for Roman to lose the belts.
Yep.
I think you've got to take it off of him. Either put them together or split them up again, whatever you're going to do from there. But I think Roman's got to lose this one. And I don't know if it'll be right away. I think maybe you keep him around for a couple weeks to kind of start the bloodline split and then have him kind of disappear for a bit, like you said.
I wonder if Solo costs him this match.
Why do you think that?
I just feel like if anybody is going to cost them the match, it's either going to be Paul Heyman or Solo Sikoa. It's not going to be the Usos. Like, they're going to have to do if they've got to keep the Usos together as a tag team. Like, after like they just need that solid tag team to kind of still be around for a while, I think, as they make this transition with some new tag teams. You know, and I think that they don't want Cody to win this clean if they want to bring Roman back at SummerSlam to challenge for the title again. Now, do I feel like he should? No. But I have this fear that like when he comes back, they're going to try to put him right back in the title picture. Because he's been in it for so long that they're like, well, what do we do with him next? I would love to see Roman do some jobs.
I think he can take it.
I think he could. I don't think it hurts him at all. I would love to see him do a job to Gunther.
Oh man.
Like I think that the match between the two of them would be phenomenal. And I think that if he loses the Universal title and he comes back, like what titles has he's held all of them, right?
Has he? I don't know. Is he I
think he's a Grand Slam champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking it up because I feel like he's held everything. But I mean, maybe he hasn't. He held the Intercontinental title at least once. I feel like, yeah, okay. So he's got the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship. He's held the Universal title for 941 days. He held the Intercontinental Championship for only 61 days. He was WWE World Heavyweight Champion a total of 111 days, it looks like. But he held the FCW tag titles. It doesn't look like he held, because he was out of NXT before it was NXT, right? He was just with FCW. Like, right? He came out before NXT was a thing.
I want to say he was in NXT for a little bit. I could be wrong.
I thought the whatever the tag team, the Shield, was part of NXT.
It doesn't. But I think they were still FCW
immediately when they brought up.
I feel like they were still FCW at that point. Like it hadn't made the switch over. I could be wrong
because Rollins was the first NXT champ, if I remember right.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they've got to have him like do some sort of jobs at some point, like to get some of these other talent over, and I think he can handle it and still be
great.
You know, great, like seen as one of the best of all time. I think you've got an opportunity there to just be like, he loses to Cody and then moves forward from there. So we all think Cody's got this one, right? Like,
yep.
No other options there. So we talked a little bit about what we thought was going to be the best of the show, but what match do we really think is going to be the worst? Each one of us, because I mean, we literally all crapped on a couple matches. So, Connor, what do you think is going to be the worst match of the show? Yeah, worst of the show, or just the biggest disappointment, the match that you want to be great, but it's not going to be.
I don't know. It's not one that I want to be great and don't think it's going to be. But worst of the show, I would say probably Lesnar and Omos.
Okay.
I think would take it. One that I want to be great but don't think it will be. Honestly, Charlotte and Rhea, because I think it has the potential to be great. I think if Charlotte decides it's a night that she wants to put the work in, it could be a really great match. But I could also see it being a phone it in night and being horrible. Especially if she's going to lose. I think if Charlotte is going to lose the title,
we'll know. I think we'll know almost instantly when that match starts that she's going to do the job.
I think so.
All right,
she's
Matt.
in phone it in mode. I think she's losing.
Match that you think is going to be the worst of the night, and then the one that you want to be good that you're worried that won't be.
Man, I'll be honest. I really think the Roman Reigns Cody Rhodes match is going to be the one that I want to be really good, but I'm worried is not. And I feel like it's going to be because they're going to basically just keep Cody from doing his full potential. He's going to win the match, but like you said, it's going to be a dirty win instead of a clean win, which is bullshit. He should win it straight up. He's a great wrestler. It doesn't hurt Roman to lose to Cody. That's my honest opinion of like a match that I think could be great, but probably will just be okay. Not live to its potential. And it obviously, like there's a lot of matches where like, why is this on here? Because it's a filler match. This is just to put more names on the matches, put more matches to justify having 2 nights. But honestly, to be honest, it's got to be Brock Lesnar and Omos, because it's a ridiculous match, and booking it's one of those things where you're like, that's what we're putting on Mania. Like someone there had to be like, really? Like, we're gonna do that match?
That was a good idea. That was what you had. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Sure. Yeah. So my match that I'm worried is gonna suck, that I want to be really, really good, is the Edge Finn Balor match. I just love both of those freaking guys. Like I think they've both done some good work over the years, and I've also seen some stinkers from both of them. So, I love the Demon. I think the Demon is probably one of the most creative, like, things that's come out of NXT and WWE when it comes to like letting someone be himself and then change into something else, and it doesn't feel forced. Because I always felt like the Bray Wyatt thing to the Fiend was forced more like, I don't know why I felt that way, but that's just kind of how I was with it. Like I felt like they were like, okay, well, you can either be the Fiend or you can be Bray Wyatt. You can't be
Ring,
both.
especially.
I agree. Yeah. But in Finn's case, I feel like they actually let him kind of be Finn, and then like for big moments he gets to bring out the Demon, and I think that's pretty cool. But I'm just worried that it's going to be disappointing, and I hope not. But the match that I think is just going to end up being the worst, by far the worst match of the night, is Rey and Dominic.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I think they're going to play too much into the I don't want to hit you, you're my kid. Like, I think it opens with the two of them standing face to chest, not face to face, right? and
they're both short.
Yeah, but Rey is much shorter than Dom. Like, it's just noticeable. And
further proof that he's Eddie's son.
That's it. Yeah. I just feel like that's going to be that moment where Rey's like, we don't have to do this. Like he's going to be like, Dom, we don't have to do this. Like, this doesn't have to happen. And we're going to get some of that crap. And I just beat the hell out of your kid. Whip them kids. Ding. Whip your kids. Like, I think it's going to be a stinker of a match. And hell, it may be on the pre-show.
It's not going to be on the pre-show. It's not going to be on the pre-show because he's a Hall of Fame inductee this year.
I know. But I'd love for them to put it on the pre-show now, just because I said it as a joke. But
pre-show match should probably be that ridiculous tag match.
Yeah, and it probably will be, right? Like one of the 2 tag matches, the women's featured Royal Rumble or featured tag match, or the men's. But I mean, I don't think if they put that men's match on the pre-show, we don't get the turn of the Street Profits like I want.
Is there a pre-show?
I don't know, but they always seem to have like
aren't they
8 hours of coverage. Like
the NXT pay-per-view is the same day as the first day WrestleMania, isn't it?
That's a very good question.
I think since they've been doing the 2 nights, they stopped doing the Saturday night before NXT.
Oh, he's right.
Yeah, it sucks.
No, Connor's right.
Oh, really?
Hold on. It looks like there's a scheduled NXT pay-per-view Saturday, Crypto.com Arena.
What time does that start?
I don't know, but now that's gonna throw my
It is,
whole
yeah.
day
April
off.
1st, 2023 starts at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Oh my god, that's gonna throw my whole day into the crapper. I have like,
wow, that's a lot of wrestling.
And I knew there's a ladder match on that card that I actually do want to watch, and they'll ruin it because they'll tell me ahead of, like, if I don't get to watch that show and then I watch WrestleMania, they're gonna be like, "Did you see it? New superstars of NXT?"
That'll be the first thing you'll see, winner of the match.
And I'll be like, "God damn it!" Yeah, because that's Indy Hartwell, Zoe Stark, Gigi Dolan, Tiffany Stratton, and Lyra Valkyrie in the ladder match, that NXT ladder match, and that one could be great. And this is finally, I think this is also where Braun Breaker loses his title in NXT at that card. So, man, there's a lot of good matches on that card too. Just looking. Well, and Johnny Gargano's on that card.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, he's wrestling Grayson Waller. So Johnny Wrestling can't get himself away from NXT long enough to not go back and have to wrestle somebody else.
Tommaso Ciampa was still wrestling.
Yeah.
He's injured.
Yeah, he's injured.
Is he injured? Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering where he was at.
Yeah, I think he got injured. He was following The Miz around for a while, and The Miz's balls got in the way. Because they're gigantic balls.
But that should get a title run.
Miz?
No.
I was like,
yeah.
I was gonna come to your house and smack you across the face if you're talking about The Miz. I literally was about to put my headset down and like get in the car and drive over there and beat the hell out of you right on camera.
Tommaso Ciampa is an excellent wrestler. Like,
I agree, yeah.
And
great.
So Johnny Gargano and watching those guys wrestle is like watching Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho wrestle. It's two guys that grew up wrestling together who know each other almost on a symbiotic level, and they even like mid-card matches they just tear it down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, some of those Ciampa versus Gargano matches in NXT, like, were some of the best matches I've ever seen.
Yep.
That was like the golden era of NXT.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, they beat the hell out of each other in that Chicago street fight.
Oh, God.
You guys remember that? The Takeover 2, like Chicago 2, they beat the hell out of each other.
Tommaso had that really badass shirt with the black with like the white face on it, with his face white, with the full beard, and he had the whole like, I'm the guy living in the trailer down the street look.
And that was the whole thing about them, though, was like when they were DIY and they were a tag team, you genuinely like were rooting for them every single time. And then when Ciampa turned, like, we all knew it was coming, and we all still were shocked as shit. Like, all of us were like, "Oh, what just happened?" But yeah, like, I would love to see Ciampa get a run. Yeah, I think that would be, when he comes back, that would be really, really cool. But the whole thing with Gargano and Ciampa and who's the guy that's walking around with Ciampa now? That looks like a G.I. Joe doll from the 80s. Like, what's his name? Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. But he's the one who kidnapped the Miz for a while. What's his name? Oh, I'm drawing a blank in that. Now I look like a complete idiot, but I really like that dude too. Dexter Lumis.
Oh,
Dexter Lumis.
Okay.
He's got the build of like a.
You mean like the guy that's supposed to be a knockoff of Dexter?
Yeah,
yeah.
But he's got it. You know, the one other star that I would love to see get another chance back in, and she'll never come back. Never ever is she going to come back. I want Mandy Rose one more time.
Never say never.
I want Mandy Rose, and I want her on the main roster, and I want her to be. I want them essentially to like. I would love to see Toxic Attraction come up to the main roster and challenge Damage Control. Like, I think those two, if they could put those two groups to go at each other for a while, it would be pretty sick. It's never going to happen. Never going to happen. Well, gents, it's been a great night of chatting wrestling with you. We're about an hour and a half into the show. Nobody's going to watch it if we go much longer, right? We'll have to get back in. Matt, whoever wins your toy belt, like that person has to come on and cut a promo for the next show. I kind of hope it's Sam. I hope Sam wins.
She won the Royal Rumble last time.
I know. That's why I hope she wins it. I hope she wins this one so we can get Sam on to do a promo. So she can't just run onto the show and go penis really loud. Yeah. Don't worry. I heard it. I'm not editing it out either.
That's good. Makes it better.
It makes it better. It always makes it better. But guys, I really appreciate you taking the time to come out. This is going to be a fun show to put online. And it was good seeing you guys. It's been a while. So
it was a good time. Thanks for having me.
It was great for having me too.
All right, everybody, enjoy WrestleMania, and we will see you after WrestleMania to see how many of our predictions were absolutely wrong, and how many actually turned out to be okay. So we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
See ya.